Hey y'all. Hey everybody. So tonight I had scheduled this live some while back, maybe like yesterday or 2 days ago. And me and the goddess Venus, the Queen Venus, was supposed to go live a little earlier, but time, we are not a major time difference right now. But I'm like super amped from the last live that I was in with the blood that heals. So like I just kind of want to transition right now to another topic that I hold so dearly to my heart, and so I'm just gonna dive in. I'm not gonna keep you guys for too long, but I did want to get it out the way because, like I said, this was something that was scheduled. So we're gonna go into it. Before I bring her on, I just wanted to give a little bit of like what we might be talking about, and like as we know, this is the time where it's like domestic violence awareness around this time. So we kind of just wanted to dive into that and talk about our healing journey through the process and a higher perspective of it, rather. So let me add her in it. Well, hopefully, I might have to go back to bring her up here. I feel like I want to cry. I feel like I want to cry right now. I'm not exactly sure like where these feelings are coming from. But yes, Venus, request, can you request so that I could bring you up? Hey y'all, it's good to see you guys. The pumpkin patch was amazing today. Everything was really great today. Like everything was really great. I had a really great time today. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Let me see something. Hold on, give me a second. Peace, Queen.
Peace, my love. Peace. Peace, everybody. Appreciate all of y'all. That
I'm
was a
following
beautiful.
your lead.
All right, that was a beautiful intro. Thank you so much for guiding us into the righteous mental, physical, spiritual, soulful space for us to be able to really like talk about tough topics. You know what I mean? Like, I know for both of us, this is something that has really had a big impact on our lives, right? um, it turned into positive because we're powerful beings, and that's initially what it was designed for. You know what I mean? For us to transmute any situations that was perceived to bring us down and keep us down and make us lay down and stay down, but it actually was the fuel for us to really rise into the greatness of who we truly are, and bringing that awareness to the forefront. So what I'm talking about, you guys, we as my love was talking about, she was saying that this month is, hey y'all, hey, that this month is about domestic violence awareness and mental health awareness, right? And so, if you guys aren't aware, I'm not gonna say that I'm a victim of domestic violence, but I was a participant of domestic violence. I was an active participant of domestic violence, and I allowed myself to stay in situations where I wasn't honored, um, in all of and all of my glory and all of my beauty and all of my power. You know what I mean? So um I allowed myself to stay in certain situations, in toxic relationships that didn't honor me, because I didn't know that I wasn't honoring myself. I didn't even know to honor myself. I didn't even know myself to honor myself, right? And so I feel like these relationships were part of self-discovery and self-mastery, right? To really reflect the undesirable aspects of ourselves so we can know what not to choose, and we can better understand what we actually desire and what we're actually worthy of, right? And so when we come into these toxic relationships, these toxic relating ships, right, it's really showing us how we are relating to the vision of ourselves, right? The people we choose to relate with and relate to, we're choosing them because we feel that we have something in common to relate with, right? So that means we have so we're relating toxicity. You know what I mean? We're relating in toxicity together. And that's something that actually, you know what I mean? It was a blessing over my life. I experienced tremendous pain, tremendous mental health issues. You know what I mean? Like I experienced tremendous breakdowns and tremendous confusion. I experienced a lot of just abuse. You know what I mean? And that really helped me. That just really helped me see, like, look at myself, like, why am I why am I choosing this for myself? You know what I mean? Like, why am I choosing to be in these type of relationships that's beating on me? You know what I mean? That's like that's making me feel less than. And so it really just showed me that the way how I was viewing myself wasn't really in a perspective of power. You know what I mean? Like, the way how I was viewing myself was less than. You know what I mean? Like, before I had children, God gave me children so I can see, like, damn, I really don't love myself. I really don't love myself. I was not loving myself. I didn't love myself until I had the daughter. And then I had a daughter, then I'm looking at my daughter like, I can't not love myself, you know what I mean? And I have a daughter. How's she gonna see how to love herself? You know what I mean? I was gang banging in the streets, finding, like, looking for family in the streets and stuff like that. So when I had a daughter, I'm like, I can't be gang banging and being in the streets. And I have a daughter, and you know what I mean? Having a daughter helped me look outside of myself and see that I wasn't loving myself, because, you know what I mean, now I have somebody that's totally outside of me that I have to care for and tend to. And how can I care for and tend to her with love if I don't have that inside myself to give? I haven't been doing that. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of like a quick dive into these toxic, abusive relationships and domestic violence. It all stems from ourselves. It all stems from our identifications, how we identify with ourselves. Who are we? You know what I mean? Do we even acknowledge ourselves? Do we feel like we're worthy for us to acknowledge ourselves? You know, like, in my relationships in the past, it was all about them. It was all about my children. I always ate last. It was always serve, 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 give, give, give. And this one time it was really crazy. Like, I had made food for my children, and I'm just gonna say their dad at the time, not at the time, their dad, and I gave them food, and then he ate half of my food after he ate his plate, and the children ate, and then when it was my time to eat, I ate half of my food, and they ate all the food. You know what I mean? So that just shows that, like, and it made me really mad, because I'm like, what the hell? I'm serving and busting my ass off for y'all, pouring and giving all and y'all gonna eat my food too? So that really messed with my mental. You know what I mean? It started to mess with my mentality. And so all those things really broke my awareness open and broke my vision open to seeing like, nah, this ain't it. You know what I mean? Like this is not how I should be living. This is not how I should be treated. And I actually see my mother and my mother live in a toxic relationship to where she stayed in a relationship because of the children. So subconsciously I was doing it and didn't even know I was doing it. You know what I mean? So that's why it's so important for us to have knowledge of thyself. It's so important for us to know, you know, it to really take the time to know who we are, you know, and take the time to acknowledge ourselves, take the time to love on ourselves before we try to look for another companion outside of ourselves and try to build a family, you know, based off of society's woo romantic false narratives. You know what I mean? It's like you don't even know who you are. You don't even know who this person is. You trying to build a family with this person, and you don't have the foundations of, you know, the truth of who you are. Then what is that? You know what I mean? So I'm over here just wanting to live this fantasy and wanting to build this beautiful family because I didn't have it, and I didn't even take the time to read the first step. You know what I mean? To really acknowledge myself first. Acknowledge who am I? What are my needs? You know what I mean? What do I want for my life? What are my goals? What are my dreams? What do God want for me to do? What are my powers? What are what are my potentials? What are my gifts? What do I have to offer to the world? You know what I mean? What are my talents? What do I love to do? What's inside my brain? What's inside my heart? You know? And so I can't get mad at my baby daddy, my children's dad. I can't get mad at any other relationship that came after him that repeated the same cycles. You know what I mean? That it's like if you don't fix that part within yourself, you are the common denominator, and you're attracting the same relationships in different people, and then blaming these other people and not taking the time to look at the common denominator, which is ourselves. No one has power over us but ourselves and the divine, the most high. So when we are able to really take authority over our minds, over our souls, over our bodies, over our choices, over loving ourselves, nobody can demolish our essence. Nobody can beat us down because we will not allow it. They won't even come towards us. They won't even pick us because we are not in because we are not in alignment with that. You know what I mean? We don't get down like that. So they know not to come our way, you know? So that's just a little bit, that, you know, what do you feel? What's your
I
take
could,
on it?
I could honestly say that, like, really, for the last 2 years, I've been having to dive really deep, you know, into my own mind on both spectrums, consciously and subconsciously, to understand where everything stems from, as far as like how I got myself into the situation, and why was I neglecting myself, and why wasn't I holding myself to a, you know, a high standard. And I'm not even gonna pretend that was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my life, because it made me realize the dynamic of the relationship that my parents had, and why I was even susceptible to experiencing something like that. And I'm not even blaming my parents.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is, what, for me personally, and I can only speak from my situation, what I was exposed to growing up as a young child, I thought that was normal. And even though
exactly.
I wasn't like 100% up on it, and I was like watching, you know, my parents be toxic with each other, I was a child in the environment, and I'm a natural absorber, you know, like I
Exactly.
absorb everything. And
Yes.
so I was taking on, you know, that environment led me in a portion of my life into the hands of situations that was reflecting the same thing back to me. And it wasn't until I had a
Yes.
daughter where I stopped myself in my tracks and really realized and asked myself, are you gonna keep devaluing yourself just because you want her father in her life? What would her life look like if you continue to have him in your life and he's doing these things to you? What do you think he's going to treat his child like? And then people could say the father don't have to love the mother but can love the child. That's not even close to the truth.
No,
When the
no.
father loves the mother, the father loves the child. If the father does not love
Exactly.
the mother, the father does not love the child. And
No.
so that's when I really
Because the child
realized.
can't see that. The child has to be, like you said, the child is an absorber. If the child is not seeing that and experiencing that through the mother and the father's demonstration, then what are they absorbing? What can they see? What components do they have to work with?
Exactly.
That's why we are the ones, we are the quote unquote chosen ones to be able to choose the love within ourselves and demonstrate what love truly is
Mm-hmm.
for the
That,
youth, for the children,
and it's
for us.
sacrificial. It's sacrificial because you have to. It's sacrificial in the sense that you have to. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this because this was my thought around the dynamic of DV. At first, I was like blaming the other person, right? Like, you hurt me, like you hit me, like
Right.
I didn't do anything to you. But now that I'm like in a much broader understanding of why I may have went through that, I'm looking at that situation. I'm not looking at the person, I'm looking at the situation. And DV is basically just when you are beaten down, when you are
Yeah.
stripped to your core.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so once I got to that point, when I was at my core and I was stripped down and I was beaten down, I was like, I asked myself, what are you going to do now?
Yeah.
Are you going to build yourself up, or are you going to deteriorate and perish even more? And
Mm.
because I am of life and I am a bearer and a giver of life, I chose life. And so
Yes.
now I'm in a part of
You
my
chose life.
world. Hmm. Now I'm in a part in my life where even though I have the illusion or this perspective of it being an illusion that somebody hurt me, I'm now looking at it as, I had to get beaten down.
Yeah.
Because I had to be faced with myself in order to make a decision that I ultimately was going to make to better myself and my
Yeah.
children to come, whether their father is with them or not. Because without that component, I would not be who I am right now. I wouldn't be
Exactly.
who I am today. And so
No.
now I'm just like in the space of truly forgiving these people who do not know what they have done, because
They're sick.
truly they don't. Truly
They're
they
sick.
don't.
They're sick. They
You
know not
understand?
what they do.
And so now I'm using all of that fuel from me feeling opposed to the
Mm-hmm.
experience. I'm using all of that energy and alchemizing that energy
I say. I
to
say.
now start creating a more, I don't want to say lucrative because that's money, but I'm
Harmonious.
just saying like a better situation for myself, which in turn has made me understand my worth, my
I say.
value, what I
I
have to
say.
bring
I
to the
say.
table,
I say.
what I have to offer as a human, not even as a woman, just as a human.
Yes.
And it's funny because I had a conversation with my mom today, and she said, why me? Why does this keep happening to me? And I just said this on another live, but it really brought me to a higher perspective when she asked that question. And I said, well, it's happening to you because when you want more out of life, when you go after more out of life, that's when you experience the most challenging things,
Mm-hmm.
because it's really testing your faith and how far you're willing to go, how much are you willing to suffer for the things that you truly believe in. how bad do you want it? You know, how
Right.
bad do you want these great things that you see come out of life? And I stepped back and I was like, I said this to myself on a whole nother note. I was like, if I have to suffer for another 3, 5, 6 years to create a better situation, I will. Because that's what I'm willing to sacrifice within myself to create a better world. And
Right, because
so,
we asked for this.
you see,
How willing are we? How willing are we for newness? You know what I mean? For because we actually did sign up for this. You know what I mean? Our souls are equipped with everything that we need to bring in a new reality, a new world where all of us honor the core essence of who we are beyond man or woman or child. You know what I mean?
that's what it's about. Acknowledging
Life.
and honoring who we are as an entity.
Yes. That gives life. That life bearers. You know what I mean? Because what's the point of living life if we're not living life? You know what I mean? Like we're not we're not living life.
I think like
Mm.
I think the people, this is my own personal opinion. I think the people who who seek to live the truth, because you have people who have, like things that like rich people, but they're not living the truth. So I
No.
say that I feel like people who genuinely want to live the truth experience the most traumatizing things, because it's a test to your spirit to see what you're going to settle for and what you're going to choose, because we ultimately do have a choice. and
Yes.
i
It's
and
true.
I think that the people who are living in mediocre realities or living in a lie are the people who give up on themselves and stop going after for what they want.
Hmm. Because
And
they
so
don't
they
feel
choose less.
deserving. They settle. And they think and they have a false reality, a false ideology of what rich truly is. You know what I mean? They might be rich in fiat in finances, but they are not rich in spirit. Their spirit on the inside is poor. You know what I mean? They can't go to bed at nighttime. They can't go to sleep and rest. They don't have peace inside of them without a mind altering substance or something to put in them or someone to put in them or do what, you know what I mean, to have them be at peace. And so it's like we are the ones, the chosen ones, to be able to, like you said, sacrifice the illusion so we can actually truly live the reality of peace, of true wealth, generational wealth and legacy of a rich spirit, a
Mm.
rich essence, a rich life. It's like we're being blessed to be the ones to show and demonstrate, you know what I mean, show and demonstrate how what true richness is. You know what I mean? Like we can have, if the divine wanted me to have everything and have all this money and have all these, you know what I mean, have all the fame and all this type of stuff, you know what I mean, and I didn't develop my rich spirit on the inside first, then God will be doing a disservice to me. Then God will not be giving me what I actually truly asked for, because what I truly asked for is a rich spirit, you know what I mean, is true peace, is, you know what I mean, is that true
I
power on the inside. Nobody can take that away. Money can get taken away from you. Your fame can get taken away from you. That's why a lot of these people that's quote unquote famous and rich and all that, you know, that they childhood stars and shit like that, all that, they all, bad shit happened to them. They money get taken away. They careers get fucked over. You know what I mean? Their names get slanted. And then what do they have? Who are they
mm,
now? Their mental health is declining. You know what I mean? They feel like they're not shit because they didn't build up and cultivate a true covenant, a true wealth, true inner wealth. You know what I mean? Inside that nobody can take that away.
mhm.
Confidence. I can lose everything today and I'll still be at peace. I will still be able to smile and smile at people and give people hugs. And I will still be able to celebrate other people's victories because God is inside of me. God gave me the spirit of rich and so all this shit that we going through or quote unquote, you know, that we're going through or experiencing is so we can have spiritual stamina. You know what I mean?
Yes, come on
Spiritual
now.
endurance.
Come on
So,
now.
cause where we're going, we gonna need it. Cause all these people that's out there, they feel like they secure and they sure and they wealthy and they rich. If all that shit get taken away from me, they ain't shit. They ain't nothing. They don't got they.
And this is the essence of the challenges that we face via DV or whatever it is that comes into our life that seems like it's adversity. This is the essence of the challenge. To be
Exactly.
able to overcome it, surpass it, and grow from it.
Exactly.
True spiritual beings are constantly evolving, constantly growing. The
Exactly.
experiences that they come into contact with, via it be happy or sad or good or bad, all of these are experiences are supposed to grow you ultimately to pure love. This is the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is to get to 100% authentic pure love on this earth, so
Right.
that energy signature that you cultivate within yourself on this earth can echo into the cosmos, can echo into the other dimensions that we cannot see as of right now. You see what I'm saying? Because this physical being is only but a small portion of who we truly are and what we truly are. We echo into the universes. You see
Yeah,
what I'm
through our
saying? So
imagination.
if you're in a situation like DV right now and you're constantly blaming someone else and not growing from the situation and not cultivating the characteristics that you need via temperance, patience, kindness, love, whatever it is, who do you think you are in the other dimensions, in the other universes? Who do you think you
Exactly.
are?
Exactly.
And so this is why I had to take 1,000 steps back and say, wow, this is not actually about the actual individual more
No.
than it is about the actual energy signature that's pushing me, probing me, putting
Exactly.
pressure on me to become that
Exactly.
diamond that I am.
Exactly. 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 Yes, because it's really it's really giving us an opportunity. Everything in life is an opportunity. It's an opportunity. It depends. It just depends on how you choose to view life. If you choose
Perceive
to
it.
view life from a victim mentality or a victor mentality, a victim mentality, then you're always gonna say, "Why me? Why is this?" You know what I mean? And you don't want to take accountability for being the co-creator of your life. You know what I mean? And but then when you're a victor, you refuse to accept anything else, any narrative that that puts you, you know, in a losing position. You know, and puts you in a position to where you're poor or like you're unable. You know what I mean?
I
Really,
want to say, I'm
all
so
these
sorry.
situations. Okay, real quick.
Mhm.
All these situations is helping us to really come back to the supreme awareness of how powerfully complete we are and whole inside. That we are already whole. We are already complete. We're being driven to really come to this knowing, inner knowing, innate knowing of inner security. That no matter what, anything outside of us, that's not true security. When our spirits are secure, our souls are secure, and we have this awareness, like how you said, anywhere else we go, anywhere else our soul goes, you know what I mean? We know who we're secure, we're safe, we're
That's
sure.
facts. That's shorty right there. I wanted to hit on mental health just because you said that.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed within myself the only reason why I was battling mental illness, as far as, you know what I'm saying, and everything that comes with that. I realized the only reason why I was battling with that at some point in time in my life was because I was not taking responsibility of being that co-creator of my reality. I was causing it on myself. I was doing it to myself. And it wasn't until I broke that mindset, I broke that chain within my own mind and started looking at it from a higher perspective via it growing me, challenging me to grow outside of even just the simple thought frequency of me feeling hurt, still feeling hurt about it. I don't have shit to feel hurt about. You know what I'm saying? I am. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to feel any type of way about it. The only thing that I really can do with myself is continue to push myself forward into the love that I know I am.
Ashe.
Into the purity that I know I am, and keep evolving from that space. And so at that point, mental illness, all of that stuff, it doesn't even exist anymore. And people say, how do you do it? Do you need to get counseling? You need to get counseling. Yeah, while counseling can help you start to bring up the things that you need to grow through, the ultimate thing is actually coming to an understanding that you actually need to go through the challenge. We don't want to go through the challenge. We want to avoid the challenge. We want to get rid of the challenge. We want to find a way to eradicate the challenge. But the essence of growth is to go through the challenge, know that the challenge is for your good, and overcome it and start living from a more optimistic point of view of life.
Yes, that everything is working for you instead of against you.
Yes.
And that you're powerfully complete. You have all the components inside of you. And adversity is, you know, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to see how powerful we truly are. You know, it's for us to really actually experience it and see it. If somebody else come and tell me 1,000 times, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're amazing, and I don't believe that shit, or I don't know that, it won't even matter. That it won't matter, and it won't matter into my existence. That means I won't walk as so. I won't live as so. I wouldn't embody that essence of beauty, even if other people see it and I don't see it. That's how we get in situations like that, because other people see our beauty, other people see our grace, other people see our kindness, other people see our big heart, right? But we don't see it. So they're like, well, damn, if they don't see it and I see it, well, let me eat this up. Let me let this work for me then. You know what I mean? So, but then that actually
you just went deep just now.
But that actually still works out in our favor.
Facts, because
you know
we are chosen.
Exactly. We're the alchemists of our reality. So nothing sent against us shall prosper. You know what I mean? No weapon sent against us shall prosper, because we are in alignment with God. We are God's children. You know what I mean? We are the Most High. Most High is within us. You know what I mean? And we see that Most High vision for ourselves. We have that Most High vision for others. And that's how you know we are in alignment with Most High. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that's talking about the spiritual community. You know what I mean? Like but it's like they high priestess and all that type of stuff. But their hearts is trash. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit about. They really don't care.
It's crazy. Well, I'm not gonna say that. But I'm with you. I'm with you, Queen. I'm with you.
Yes, but essentially, all of that is to show that I wouldn't be able to identify that in other people had I not go through situations like that, the domestic violence, quote unquote.
You see what I'm saying?
I would not be able to see people's impurities. I would not be able to feel and sense another person's impure hearts and their their impure intentions had I not resurrected myself. You know what I mean? Had I not became the victor, you know, of those challenges, become the victor of those battles, you know what I mean, for me to be able to battle it out and see the truth of my heart. You know what I mean? I was always given from a space of giving, of love. Love is giving, kindness. You know what I mean? And so it's like, so those situations were a blessing. Were a blessing for me. You know what I mean? I give thanks. I give thanks to every situation, every circumstance, every being. You know what I mean? That that felt that they had the upper hand over me because of my love and my kindness. You know what I mean? They actually really helped refine me.
Facts. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm
What
at
did
with
they
it.
say? They said like if you, they were like, oh, you buried a seed. They thought that they buried me, but they actually planted me so I can grow
Hmm.
and bloom.
Exactly. Exactly.
Full bloom. You know what I mean?
It's all.
You
It's all of.
wrong
It's.
one,
It's
right
all
one.
about. It's all about cultivating that wisdom, and then ultimately it is a blessing, especially in the sense that once you cultivate that wisdom, now you're able to pass it on to the generations to come,
Exactly.
because you are that life. So now you can
Exactly.
pass that wisdom on, and that's the beautiful thing about it, because we're healing generational curses, we're healing these
Yes.
things. So without us having that knowledge, how can we be able to heal and overcome if we don't have the wisdom to apply
Yeah.
it to our life?
Exactly. That's why we have to. That's why we have to be brave and courageous and go head forward, go straight into our challenges. You know what I mean, and have faith in the divine and have faith in ourselves. You know what I mean, that we can do it. And so, and I know it's easier said than done, but it's like you feel so much more, you feel so much more love and appreciation once you actually work for something. You know what I mean? Like once you actually put forth the efforts. If everything is just given to you, you're not gonna really appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna honor it and cherish it and treat it as sacred. You know what I mean? So because it's like the divine God could have gave me everything I asked for. But most of the times that God gave me everything I asked for, everything I manifested, and I didn't put no efforts into it, I really didn't cherish it. You know what I mean? I ended up wasting shit. I
You want to know what's funny about that? Ever since I was a little girl, it's so funny you said that, because ever since I was a little girl, like I literally had to, like I literally was thankful for every little single thing, because it almost felt like I was scraping,
Yeah.
like
No,
ever since a
serious.
little girl. So now I'm just like, whoo, you want to talk about worth the wait?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like for me, I've experienced different cycles of it. Because I've experienced not having nothing and scraping for something, scraping for things, and then having everything, and then being truly grateful and thankful, and then going back to forgetting, you know what I mean? Forgetting where I came from. But that was part of the journey though. I needed to
Yeah.
forget at that point so I can never forget again. You know what I mean? Because then when it hit me that time, it was different. So it's like the divine put me through different cycles of perspective and understanding. You know what I mean? It's like because I've experienced the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows and the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so and that helps us to better come into true temperance. So then exactly, because our journeys is not just for ourselves. When we come into true temperance, like you said, we planting seeds, not just for the children, but for everybody who experience us. Everyone who comes into contact into this everyone who comes into contact with us, and we come into their psyche, they will forever be changed through our essence because of the amount of efforts and devotion, you know what I mean, and sacrifice and
Determination.
determination, resilience, tenacity, capacity, you know what I mean, brilliance, intelligence, genius, you know what I mean, like thugging it out, like all of, like it's just a whole full experience.
Facts.
Like they get a whole full multi-dimensional experience of everything, you know. So, oh, that just gave me chills. Like
Bless the yes.
that gave me so much chills. Like I love it. Like I'm just so thankful and grateful for the journey, and I'm just so thankful for the times where I'm really thankful for the times where I had to sit and wait, you know,
As I
and
was saying.
I had to really my faith was being tested to see, like, am I really who I say I am? Do I feel that I really am worthy? Why do I feel that I'm not worthy of things working out for me. If things worked out for me in the past, you know, because it's like different levels to it. So in the past, things worked out, and I had I had the mindset like I believe it, I have faith, I work for this, you know what I mean. But then once you continue to ascend, and then it's like, okay, can you still have that same capacity of faith for yourself? You know
Keep
what I
that
mean?
same energy. That's what I'm
Keep that
thinking.
same energy. Can you keep that same energy? Serious. Can you keep that same energy when the stakes are higher? When you actually are vibrating out of your whole full old existence, and nothing else, nothing feels the same no more. Nothing looks the same no more. Can you still keep that same energy? And you're the
Right.
only one that you feel that's you the only one that look like you that's there. Can you still promote that? You know what I mean? Can you still stay true to who you are?
Let me tell you something. That's why I never shut up. And that's why I was never going to let nobody shut me up, because at the end of the day, I'm going to keep that same energy. If anything, I'm going to cultivate more energy, because I told you it's all gas, no brakes. Period.
Exactly. Serious, because that's who we truly are. And no one can ever shut that down. No one can ever silence that. No one can ever dim that experience. No one can ever pull the wool over our eyes of who we truly are, because God put it inside of us. We know who we are. You know what I mean? And since we activated now, you know, nobody can make us go back to sleep.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so I feel like you said, keeping that same energy, you know what I mean? Like that's something that people just gonna have to accept.
And experience, you know?
Yeah, they're gonna have to accept it, because that's what they're gonna experience. Cause that come with the experience.
You know,
If I'm gonna keep popping up. I'm not going nowhere. You not going nowhere. We not going nowhere. And since we ain't going nowhere, this energy ain't going nowhere.
I heard somebody, it was Landrell. I was listening to a Landrell song today, and it was, dang, I'm going to post it in my story. Y'all make sure y'all hit my story up after this. I'm going to put that song in my story. Listen to that, especially for the queens. He said, basically in a nutshell, he like, queen, you are it. So go out there in the world and take up space, because you matter, period.
Oh wow, that's
yeah.
That's I wrote a song, and it's called Beautiful, and that's what I talk about. I say something like that too. I say you taking up space in your space. You know what I mean? I see you, and basically I was talking about like investing in your peace. You're peaceful because you taking up space in your space. You owning your reality. You know what I mean? You owning your full essence. You don't have to beg nobody. You don't have to do no tricks. You don't gotta people please, for people to accept you, because you fully accept you. You know what I mean? And you're at peace with that. And that's a whole different power. That's a whole different type of energy. You know what I mean? Nobody can play with that. Because it's like you already accept you fully for who you are. So what do they have to manipulate?
Right.
What do they have to work?
The only thing they gonna be manipulating is themselves to believe a lie.
Exactly. but that's the gag. Is like that's why we are in intemperance energy, because now we're being utilized for that. We're being used, to demonstrate that, so people can see themselves. We're reflecting the light. We're the mirror that's reflecting light now, instead of reflecting darkness back. Because everybody else it's easy to reflect back somebody darkness. It's easy to be like, somebody cuss you out and be like, oh, you ain't shit, you a piece of shit, you a bitch, and then I'd be like, well, bitch, you did it. It's easy to do that. But imagine if somebody, somebody say, oh, you ain't did it, and then you say like, well, you reflect back, you still reflect back the power of who you are and the beauty. So then they can see like, damn, it's me. It's not them. They beautiful.
I done been in so many situations like that. So
Mm-hmm.
many. It's like it's
Yes,
absurdly creepy, but
because you're being
sheesh.
called to be you're being called to temper people's temper by you tempering your temper. By you're being called to be the temperance of temperature. So when you
And
walk
y'all,
in the room, you're a walking thermostat. And when you stay true to your natural degrees, you know what I mean? There other people around you, whatever degree that they at, you know what I mean? Like they can see their direct degree because you stay the same. You know what I mean? You're tempered. You like it's like on the when you walk into the room, it's like, okay, we have the set tone. It's 70 degrees in here. And shit ain't going more higher than that. It's not going lower than that. That's what it is. You ain't gonna try to make me blow me up and put me on a pedestal, and you're not going to bring me lower and try to dethrone me. I know
yeah,
who I am. This is my temperature. This is where I'm radiating from. So you can't make me be nothing that I'm not, or whatever you want me to be. It's not that.
yeah, that's facts. I'm getting so much life right now. Like, oh my God, like this is such a higher perspective, and I hope that everybody is learning. I really do hope that everybody is like you really understanding, understanding, overstanding, and applying this, to themselves, because me and Venus are both active examples of what it looks like to go through the challenge and overcome it. And if we have not
I still.
100% overcome it, we are overcoming it. And so I just want
Exactly.
to just give gratitude to you, Queen, for always being in, seeing that light within me from day one,
Yeah.
and still holding me, even though I wasn't at my temperature. You kept me at my temperature when I needed that, you know what I'm saying? And it's all love. It's all love.
I love you back thoroughly. You know what I mean? Like you always been beautiful to me. I always look at you and then I just smile in my third eye. You know what I mean? Even if my face ain't smiling, know that my third eye looking at you and smiling at you. Because I can
I know.
feel your love, I can feel your essence, I can feel your power, you know what I mean? I can feel your reflection, reflecting God's likeliness. You know what I mean? God's heart, source, the all that is, all inside of you, permeating through you, as you, demonstrating as you. You know what I mean? And so it's
God,
like,
don't
how
make
could I not that beauty? That's only if I'm not, in that space to see that. You know what I mean? Like only if I'm from a demonic view. So it's like you want to be around people who can really acknowledge and see that within you, because that's in their likeliness, because
yes.
that's what they align with. You know what I mean? That's their morals and their values and their intentions. And so when they have the best for intentions for their selves, because they want God, because they align their will with God's will, then they will always want the best for you. Because they have the vision to see the truth of you. You know what I mean? And so it's like we are not our circumstances. We are not our situations. We're way beyond that. You know what I mean? Yes, we can meet each other in our mess, but we are not messy.
It
You
does,
know what I
right.
mean?
It does.
We're not messy. We might have some mess we gotta clean up, but our mess, but we are not messy. Our hearts are pure.
Right.
So fuck all of that
Exactly.
shit.
Fuck all of that shit.
Fuck all of that shit that's not true. You know what I mean? Like fuck all that shit. Fuck all that other shit. That shit is
every
out.
every Everything serves a purpose, and everything happens for a reason. I'm just glad that I was blessed with the spirit of determination to get through the challenges that I face to be who I am right now. And I know that is more to come. And likewise to you.
That's
I
that
can
that's that love inside of you. That's that God's love inside of you, because love eradicates illusion. That's what love does. Love is the essence that eradicates illusion. This world has a film of illusion. People are not being honoring their true inner being. You know what I mean? We'll see somebody and we'll just see the outside expression of what they want us to see, but we don't really know what's going on in their inner worlds unless they vulnerably share that. You know what I mean? And so you still, no matter what was going on around you, you can still feel the truth of your heart, the truth of God's love inside you, the Most High's love inside of you. You know what I mean? And so it's like that gave you the determination, that gave you the tenacity, that gave you the willpower to continue to align with the divine's love that's inside of you. You know what I mean? Because nothing outside of you that is based in illusion can destruct God's love. And we are walking examples of no matter what goes on outside of us, we will always be beautiful because we house God's love. And we demonstrate God's love. We demonstrate compassion. We demonstrate forgiveness. We demonstrate the higher perspective. And we see our beings for who they truly are, not they mess.
Not they mess.
And that gives them inspiration to pull themselves out of their darkness, because we are choosing to be the mirrors that reflect light.
Yeah. Sister, you sister.
You I say. Thank you.
I am thankful. I am thankful. This is so beautiful. You are beautiful. And that's why I chose to talk to you that day, because I felt that same reflection. And I knew for instance, one time, because after I got out of the situation, I didn't like that word. But when you said it to me, I didn't even attach my experience to that word anymore. And that's how I knew I transcended something that I allowed to hurt me, or, me feel hurt by. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely understand my reflection when I am in front of it. And I'm never going to second guess that ever again in my life. Because that has been the most powerful thing that have kept coming and showing its face throughout my entire life. And I would be a fool to not walk in my essence and not walk in who I am authentically because of someone else's opinion or someone else's deflection.
Right. Someone else's incomplete vision, incomplete thought. Right. And that right there, that's deep, because that's like the same thing like with our spirituality and our culture as melanated beings. It's like, the European ways of, keeping us away from our own from our power, from our core essence of the knowing of who we are, right? The knowledge and education of thyself. It's like that European mindset way try to scare us away from our roots. It's like certain words that we hear, certain things, spirituality, people demonize it, right? And they try to, and they have these they put these certain identities, or I guess attach entities to identities to not allow us to really align with our true identity, because the entity is blocking the true identity.
And this brings it back to the point and why it's so important that we cleanse ourselves from these entities,
I
isolate
share.
ourselves from these entities so that we can truly feel the essence of our identity and be
Exactly.
in the power of it.
I share. Because through solitude, that's where we are communing with the Most High. That's when we are communing directly with God. You know what I mean? With our ancestors, with our lineage that's inside of us, hearing these voices. In this society, they try to tell you, oh, you're hearing voices? You're crazy. Get on these meds. So you'll stop being able to be guided and being counseled by divine counsel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we might have certain things that give us a bad taste in our mouth, but we should reintroduce ourselves with it from a healed perspective, from a different vision, so we can actually gain the power that's really housed within it, that's truly meant to be for us, and make it work for
Right.
us. You know what I mean? And throw away what is not ours.
Exactly. That's where I'm at with it, Queen. I'm getting rid of everything that does not serve me. And quite honestly, I don't really care who feel any type of way about it because I know where I'm going. I'm going to the top.
Exactly, exactly. And nobody can stop that. You know what I mean? And I feel the same exact way too. Because it's like no one knows your true heart. You know what I mean? Only you know your true heart, and God know your true heart. The divine knows your true heart, and you know your true heart. So since only y'all know that, it's only up to y'all to fulfill y'all destiny and y'all fate. You know what I mean? And fulfill what is in your heart, is in your imprint, is in your energetic signature, to solidify and sign out. And you know what I mean? Engrave that into this world. You know what I mean? Into this essence. Engrave
Yes.
your essence into this world through your energetic signature. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
Because that's your legacy. Your legacy
Yes.
is your energetic imprint on this world. Everybody will remember you by your energetic signature, about how you make them feel. That's why they say it's not about what you, it's people forget what you say, but they won't forget how you make them feel. And that's your energetic signature. That's your
Yeah.
energetic imprint, because it comes with your intentions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's it's it, it it's engraved. Your intentions are engraved in your with your energetic signature. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm not trying to be talking all these different words, but like
I, I,
for
I definitely any whoever this message is for will reach them, and I don't want to like run it too late because it is 12, about to be 1 o'clock here where I am, and I don't want to like throw too much, out there. But I think we hit the message. I think that we hit it, like we hit
yeah.
it, we hit it off. I I don't really know if I should take questions. How do you feel about questions, or like
Feel
maybe
like
like
let's do a part
somebody?
two. I feel like let's do a part two. Whoever's here present right now, we would like to formally invite y'all to come back. If y'all find value, if you guys felt an impact, inspiration, you felt seen, you felt heard and encouraged, you feel like this is, tribe energy, a like mirroring energy, come back. You know what I mean? Because we want to engage with y'all too. But I feel like this time, you know what I mean, it was for us, so we can be able to show the importance of everything that we've experienced, everything that we've gone through, everything that we've grown through. You know what I mean, is for purpose, and we are in purpose. And the more that we keep showing up, and we are.
Oh, she breaking up, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hey, Nikki. Can y'all hear me? Okay, that solidifies it. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but that solidifies the message that we came to bring tonight. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys were inspired by that. I don't really have any type of formal way that I bring in these conversations and bring out these conversations, but y'all know how I do. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself. I love y'all, and we will be back on here some other time. And I hope y'all have a good night. I'm about to go ahead and get myself situated for the night. Until next time, I love y'all.